Have you ever received a phone call that changed the weather inside you, no matter where you were? Let me tell you a story that starts in rain-soaked Paris. It's late, thunder rolling, and Noor, successful psychiatrist, mistress of other people's memories, stands frozen with a phone in her hand. The voice? Khaled, quiet and heavy. Your father has died. You need to come back to Beirut. Now, Noor is used to untangling other people's knots, but her own mind is a locked box. And it's here, in her Parisian apartment, hands trembling as she gazes at her father's photograph, that the first echo arrives. The past, suppressed by layers of time and distance, is calling. Ever heard of psychological triggers? Like a hidden tripwire, that call sets off a cascade of buried memories Noor can't ignore. Now you might be thinking, why can't she just stay in Paris and let the past be the past? But grief isn't a polite visitor. It gets in through the cracks, rides the rain, tugs at every forgotten thread. And so, suitcase in hand, Noor boards her flight. In the cabin air, between the clouds and the coming storm, she senses something more than mere mourning awaits in Beirut. The first act isn't just about loss, it's about the irresistible pull of unfinished stories. Just like trauma loops that quietly shape our actions, Noor's journey is the beginning of a pattern, one that echoes ahead, promising revelation and pain in equal measure. Arrival in Beirut feels like stepping into a sepia photograph, humidity clinging, memories thick in the air. Khaled is waiting, once a restless teenager, now an artist with eyes that remember too much. He hands Noor a brown envelope. Inside, a key and the address of an old apartment in Hamra. Let me pause here. Have you ever walked into a childhood home after decades away? The smell of dust, the faded family photos, each object carrying the weight of unspoken stories. That's exactly what Noor finds. On her father's old desk, she discovers handwritten diaries. And here's where things get complicated. The diaries reveal her father was a doctor in the Civil War, haunted by a single decision saving a woman and her child, only for the mother to die and the child to vanish into Lebanon's maze of orphanages. And then, the technical terms: intergenerational trauma, like a virus carried in silence, and selective amnesia, the mind's way of shutting out unbearable truths. Noor reads, I saw her for the last time. She carried her daughter. I made a mistake, but it was necessary. Now you might ask, is it possible to inherit someone else's secrets? Khaled's art hints at yes. His paintings are haunted by a mysterious woman with a child, set against burning Beirut. Noor is shaken. The woman looks uncannily like her. Whose memories are these? The second act is about confrontation. Noor and Khaled must face the ghosts their parents left behind. And as they chase the truth through archives and old friends, every answer only exposes deeper wounds. While Noor and Khaled dig through Beirut's archives, in Paris, a woman named Sophie is haunted by a song she doesn't understand. Night after night, the same Arabic melody drifts through her dreams. It's like her mind is tuning into a forgotten frequency. In her late mother's handbag, Sophie finds a photograph. A young woman in front of Beirut's Rouge Rock. The words, "To my daughter, forgive me," scrawled on the back. And this is where the story's threads weave together. Sophie posts the photo online, hoping for a fleeting connection. Noor finds it. Suddenly, the echo becomes a chorus. They exchange stories, shared nightmares, half-remembered faces, the uncanny resemblance. Could they be sisters, separated by war and impossible choices? Now you might be thinking, surely this is coincidence. But the science of epigenetics tells us that memory can travel in the body, echoing across generations. The rain becomes a motif, the sound, the scent, the atmosphere in every scene where memories surface. Finally, as the first drops fall in Beirut, the three Noor, Sophie, Khaled gather in the old apartment. Noor reads their father's confession aloud, the truth finally spoken. Love, fear, and a desperate act to protect a child, which scattered them across continents. Sophie remembers her real mother's lullaby, her father's touch. The echoes were never ghosts, they were memories, waiting to be claimed. Resolution comes softly, like rain easing after a storm. The sisters step onto the balcony, Beirut glimmering below. Some echoes warn of storms ahead. Others, like these, guide you home. And that, dear listener, is how the past stops haunting and starts healing.